About 35 miles west of the mouth of the Columbia River. We just put out a troll spread of X-wraps, clones, and cedar plugs. Typical Oregon troll used just to try to raise the fish up, and then you'll see guys dropping bait in, dropping the iron jigs over, and switch them over to that, and then we just start railing them. Fill these bags up, feed the hungry. Find the bluefin.
1 200-pounder, we go home.
I forgot the fish whistle, so they won't come running.
They're not just gonna swim to us?
No. Here we are. Went up front looking for the fish on the surface that were jumping, but no go. That's good for the camera.
I need this line cleared. Got it.
It's a slow start for bad fish. And while the team is on the troll, the temperature break found by Booyah is paying off with their first fish of the tournament.
Nope. I think I just hooked up. Wait. Yeah.
We're in transition water. Good spot to be. Oh, man.
All right, I'm ready.
Coming.
Hey, that was trying to get it going. We're used to having it really going. And throwing that chum out there, seeing the fish come up, nothing more exciting than a wide open bite.
Just watch out for the gap.
Back off the throttles, back off the throttles. Get the bait, bait. You coming, David? They're not picking up the bait. I didn't see a boil. We just got to get the first one in the boat. Get the skunk off. Starboard forward. We're on the board. Pacific pork. Sean, I got a lot of line out here. I'm not sure what this is.
Oh, I like the blood. Yeah.
We hooked up one there on the X-wrap, and then we dropped in the jigs and the bait, but with no love. With the drift being so fast, it's going to be tough to get them going unless we get, probably a multiple hookup. We get more than one fish on the troll, then we got a chance with the bait because we're moving so fast away from where we got bit. Not exactly how we drew it up at home on paper, but for some reason we're able to get one on the troll, and then we're able to convert one, but after that, we're done. I can't explain it. Oh yeah, we got the Miss Kelly's. Oh yeah. Hey, when you can't find a bite, you steal your buddies. Oh yeah, orange is definitely on fish. Guy in the orange at the corner. Took quite a bit of line. This feels like a good fish. Oh boy. Oh boy. This might be our stop. Stick him. Oh yeah. That's what we're after, boys. That's a where. Here we go, boys. Here we go.
It's the Deep Canyon Challenge event of the 2014 Carmen Oregon Tuna Classic. While the boys on Bad Fish continue to catch tuna for the Oregon Food Bank, Team Bad to the Bones Day appears to be over. And time to run for home, and the official weigh-in at El Waco is not far away for Team Bad Fish either.
Well, it wasn't the day we hoped for as far as the number of fish or the size of the fish, but I think under the conditions we battled and everybody worked hard, and we filled the boxes. We probably got 20-25 fish. I don't know if we got enough to get on the podium and cash any checks.
We definitely got enough to take home and share with the food bank, so it was a win-win.
It doesn't matter how many, it's how big. You only get to weigh 5.
22. Yeah, it was a slow day for us. It was a nice ocean, so that was nice. But overall for our team, that was kind of a slow day of production for us. But it sounded like it was for a lot of people too. But that's why they call it fishing instead of catching. But any day you get out on the ocean, you get some fish, and you get to play out there, it's a great day.
30.20.
I'd like to welcome you to the 10th anniversary of the Oregon Tuna Classic and to the Deep Canyon Challenge. 354 tuna were turned in today. A little bit over 7,000 pounds. Statistically, when we have a tournament, only about 65% of the people turn fish in. That statistic went up today because a lot more percentage of people actually went out, fished, and brought fish back today. So I want to thank you on behalf of the food banks of Pacific County and the food banks of Clatsop County. Thank you.
Well, this event really provides two benefits for our community. It provides great contribution of food to our local food banks, and then it provides great financial resources to our local businesses. It puts, as they say, heads in beds in our hotels and B&Bs, and it provides a lot of customers for our restaurants in town. It's just a great community contribution financially as well as for our low-income needs of our community. I think this is such a really popular event that we have people coming from all over the Northwest to fish and contribute to the food bank, that this event really has contributed to the knowledge of what food banks can do. And it's a model that can be used anywhere in the country. And hopefully we're making some history by really growing the way we can contribute to our food banks.
Deep Canyon Challenge was a huge success. We had 53 teams that came into town. They brought spectators with them. They brought support staff. And we had a huge turnout. We had 7,800 pounds of tuna that wound up being landed, weighed, and donated to the food banks of Pacific County, Washington, as well as Clatsop County, Oregon. The crowd that was there poured out their hearts, poured out their money. There was $24,000 generated in the live auction. There was additional shirt sales. We had $35,000 in revenue generated out of that event.
Your final weight to trade fin was 130.55. As we stand right now, shake and bake, your weight is 100.8. Which your biggest fish needs to be at least 29.75 pounds. So, without further ado, 29.7. The weight for the biggest fish is should be right above 31.85. 31.85. There you go. 132.65 pounds. Nicely done. Nicely done. Your champion, Steve Jacob.
While some celebrating fishermen in El Waco may have just gone to bed, early the next morning, Del Stevens is headed to Astoria to see thousands of pounds of donated tuna being processed. But over 60 volunteers have already finished the job.
Oregon Tuna Classic was one of the very first to help us get fresh food to people, and we've been involved in that as long as it's been going on. With what we're doing here, we have about 1,400 pounds of finished product. To date, we've done about 40,000 pounds of tuna. We start about 5:30 in the morning. Today we had about 65 volunteers come in. All of the tuna is clean. It's put in freezer-safe paper, a pound to a pound and a quarter per package, so that it will easily feed a family of 2 to 3. This will be on the plates of hungry people within 2 weeks, all 1,400 pounds.
I was telling somebody the other day, if it wasn't for the food bank, I'd probably lose my house because I have to pay my house payment. We got to pay the utilities, and it takes so much money to pay the bills that it doesn't leave much money for food. So whatever I can get from the food bank, that's what we use.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. So you're down at the tent?
Yep, kind of at the tent. Looks like they're getting this thing set up. They got the top on. They're getting the sides ready. Jeremy just rolled in with the cargo trailer. So we're going to, get the show on the road, get the banners out and laid on the tables that are set up, and go from there.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, I'll see you over at the tent here pretty soon.
The village of Garibaldi is where the Oregon Tuna Classic began 10 years ago. Dale Stevens and his group of volunteers have now moved the 70 miles down the coast back to Garibaldi from Milwaukee.
I think everything's working pretty smooth this morning. We've got a pretty good crew to set things up. The banners get put up in the tent, the lighting system and the audio system will get put up, and about 4 o'clock people are going to start filtering in, hopefully to play some games and have a good time.
The hours are long and the work is tiring, but the thoughts of feeding the hungry through their efforts 3 weeks earlier make it all worthwhile.
Deep Canyon Challenge was a huge success. We had 53 teams that came into town and we had a huge turnout. The Oregon Tuna Classic is up next on the schedule. We're looking for 55 to 60 teams in that event and hopefully a bigger crowd. There was about 500 people at the Deep Canyon Challenge in the tent. We're hoping to put 600 people in the tent at the Oregon Tuna Classic in Garibaldi. It should be a good time.
They're eating me right under the boat. Yeah. Hit them again with chum.
For some, the good time has already started. While volunteers are at work at the tent, offshore those fishing Big Fish Friday have found the tuna, and in record numbers.
There we go.
Look at this. This is what you live for right here.
Big Fish Friday was a record, almost 7,000 pounds of tuna that were donated on top of the required 2 fish they had to turn in. 21 boats went out there, looked for Charlie, looked for their favorite fishing hole for Saturday, came back and turned in a whopping amount of fish.
This group of sportsmen that bring in the tuna each year is very important to our operation. Protein can be very challenging to come by, and we have many opportunities here, especially on the coast, for bringing in sources of protein through hunting and fishing. And this is one great opportunity for the fishermen to provide for the local community, and it's a great opportunity for us to celebrate what we have here locally available to our residents.
My name is Delinda Vianne Rogers. I live on the Oregon coast, and I am a recipient of the Oregon Food Bank. The reason why I came to the coast was for sanctuary. I was in a domestic violence situation and a time of transition and crisis in my life. The food bank is an awesome place. Most people out there that are secure in their jobs and their finances, they think it's just a place for handout for people that consistently milk the welfare system or the human services or whatever. But that's not what the food bank is all about. The food bank is for people in transition and crisis. We have 2-parent families out there, both working, and sometimes when they pay their mortgage and their bills, something's got to give, and it's usually the food. If I didn't have the food pantry to be able to come to, I don't know where I would be. I had to go to Portland. I saw people lying on the street, on the curb, on the sidewalk, sleeping. There was one digging in the garbage, eating, and I thought, oh my God, this could be me.
The challenges that we're going to be facing in Garibaldi will be the weather. If we can get some cooperation out of Mother Nature and get a decent ocean, then the small boat guys will still show up. And if it blows up into a big ocean, we'll lose some of our teams, and in turn, we'll also lose some of the people that we hope to get in the tent Saturday night. Big Fish Friday was a huge success. It was totally absurd how many pounds of fish they have so far, and they're still offloading fish. I want to welcome everyone to the 10th anniversary of the Oregon Tuna Classic.
Tomorrow for the shotgun start, 6:30. Check in tomorrow. You have to be back in by the no wake zone by 5 o'clock.
318.
Tomorrow, north 5 to 10, wind waves 3 foot.